All right, Libra, what's up, man? How y'all doing? Can you guess what time it is? Time for your November 2024 main monthly reading. All right, y'all, we're going to just jump right into this. I ain't got no announcements to make. For those of you who would like a personal reading, check the description of the video. That's where you'll find everything you need to know. All right, so I'm starting these November readings off with the person that you're interested in. Mainly, this is geared toward the singles. Doesn't have to be, but that's the intention I'm putting into it. If you're single and interested in someone. I guess if you're in a relationship and interested in somebody else, okay, whatever. All right, let's see. What's happening in November between Libra and their love interest? Ten of Wands reversed. It almost kind of feels like you're starting to kind of like, I don't know if I want to say lose interest, but not really lose interest, but it's not really bothering you as much as it was. It's almost like you're kind of letting go of this a little bit. Especially if this is something that's been stringing on for a while. You might be kind of maybe just losing interest a little bit, honestly. Hang on, let's see. You know what? Yeah, I'm thinking that you're kind of over this, honestly. This is telling me that I don't know how long this has been going on, but you're kind of over it. You're done waiting. Maybe this person, I don't know if they've just been a poor communicator or what, but this is just telling me that you're walking away from this and jumping in with somebody else. Completely walking away from this and jumping in with somebody totally different. This feels to me like a situation that's been stringing on for a while. Now, here's what I always have to tell everybody. When I read your love interest, there's two groups of you who are watching, who are single and interested in somebody. There's Group A and Group B. Group A is the group of you who have never said or done anything to make your feelings known. It's like that person that you just have a crush on and you got your fingers crossed hoping they got a crush on you too. Then there's Group B. Now, Group B is the group that I'm focused on most. And that's the group of you in which feelings have been either expressed or at least it's known. We're talking, we may go out every now and then, like it's known that we're interested in each other. But usually you're kind of being strung along. Like we've just been stuck in the talking phase for the last month. Or, you know, maybe for some of you, you've been fuck buddies and you started catching feelings or something like that, you know? So Group B, the group of you in which feelings are no secret, that's the group of you that I'm really looking at here. But it's kind of feeling like you're just kind of over it. It just feels like it's been kind of stringing on for too long. You're getting tired of waiting on it. You're like, man, you know what? Fuck this. I'm over this. On to the next one. That's what this looks like to me. Yep, you're going and exploring other options. Well, damn, that was quick. No lead into it at all. Just right out the gate. Let's see what's going on with this person. Let's see how they feel about you. What are their true motives, their true intentions? How do they really see you? How do they feel about you? What's going on with this person? Actually, hang on. I just put a bunch of different decks on my table that I haven't used in a while, so I'm going to start breaking those in. What's their true, genuine motives, intentions, feelings? What do they want with you? Man, they feel a real strong-ass connection with you. They feel one hell of an intense connection with you. Maybe that's why you're losing interest. because maybe it's just been so confusing for so long that you're just tired of fucking sitting around like, well, where is this going? Yeah, see, you know what I think it is? I think they're afraid to let you know how strong they feel this connection. Especially like if you're dealing with somebody who like they want to be in control of their emotions. They want to be able to keep you at an arm's distance if they want. They don't want to relinquish their emotional independence. And I think they may feel like this connection threatens their emotional independence a little bit. And as a result, it's not really that they're throwing their guard up. They're just they're throwing on a cloak of false confidence. When in actuality, I think you actually intimidate them a little bit. And again, like I'll always tell you, every time that comes through, it's not you intimidating them. Like it's not you doing something. They feel intimidated, right? It's not you doing something wrong. It's all in their own mind. But Empress, Lover's card, this connection scares them. Because it's so intense, it scares the shit out of them. They can't handle it. So, yeah. This person's fake as fuck. You know that, right? Extremely fake. Well, since we already got the outcome straight out the gate, right at the beginning of the video, let's see if there's any advice. Is there any advice for Libra with this person? Doesn't sound like it needs advice. Honestly, if you were to come to me and just ask me my personal advice, no tarot, no spiritual shit, just regular person to regular person, I would tell you to just fucking do that anyway. Fuck them. If they ain't trying to open up and express how they feel, if they too goddamn chicken shit, fucking bounce on to the next one, you know? That's just me. I could be wrong. Let's just see if there's any other advice. Is there any other advice? Or is Libra handling this the way? No. Hey, after a certain point, you got to put you as your number one priority. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, no, see? Time to go explore other options then. If they too goddamn chicken shit to come forward, eventually, okay, let me give you my little go-to piece of advice. And so OG followers, I know you've heard me say this a million times, but for the new faces, I'm going to give you this advice in the form of a question so that you can come up with the advice for yourself. How long should I have to wait to see where a connection is going? If this was somebody that the universe wanted me to be with, how confusing would it be? How long would I be sitting around scratching my head, not sure where this is going? How long? How many nights would I have to lay up racking my brain trying to figure out where I stand with this person? Just ask yourself that. Now, everybody's going to come up with a different answer, and that's seriously an open-ended question. I'm not really alluding to a specific answer. I know it kind of sounds like I am, but I'm really not. Just ask yourself that. How long should I have to sit around and wait? How long should I be confused before the confusion goes away? But now, if you feel the desire to walk away from something and go explore other options, do you, boo-boo. Not only that, too, but I think whoever else is coming in is probably better than them anyways. And you probably see that immediately. You can recognize a better option, a better opportunity. All right. Okay. Moving on. Let's see what's going on with the person from the past. Remember, if you're not inquiring about a person from the past, this is not for you. What's happening between Libra and the person from the past in November? Universe. Will there be communication, a reconciliation attempt, or just silent tension? Anything happening between Libra and the person from the past? Oh. Okay, well, you know what I gotta say when this card comes out. I know this isn't all of you, but it's always at least one person every time I say this. And usually that person ends up coming for a reading, and I always have to coach them through this. But if you dealt with somebody that you know dabbles in metaphysics and esoterics, if that was somebody, they play with manifestation, they're into spiritual shit, they're into doing spells and stuff like that, I guarantee you they have tried to throw some black magic at you. Now, like I said, don't feed it fear. You're the only one that can feed an energetic attack power. You're the only one that can do that. So, anyway, though, I think there is going to be communication, though. I do think there's going to be communication. Now, let me take that a little bit further. For those of you dealing with somebody who dabbles in metaphysics and whatnot, they could have been trying to manifest you communicating. They've probably tried to manifest you communicating and manifest something bad happening to you. But either way, though, I'm feeling like this person's going to fold. I do feel like they're going to fold and come forward. They are. But this is what they're being met with. This is you, boo-boo. You know who this lady is right here? She's the Queen of Swords. I'm going to tell you one goddamn thing about the Queen of Swords. She don't give a fuck. She don't give two diddly fucks about your excuses, about your little pity party. She don't care. She does not let her emotions get in the way and make any stupid decisions for her. It doesn't mean she doesn't have emotions, you know. She's a woman. Of course she has emotions. She just doesn't let them make decisions for her. So I think this person is coming forward, and by the time they communicate with you, I don't know if you're doing it on purpose or if you're just really that ice cold about the situation by the time they reach out. But by the time this person shows up in your inbox, you are ice cold. Ice cold. And I don't really think they expect that. Once they see how ice cold you're coming across, see, right now I think they're convinced that you still love them and still want to be with them. And for all intents and purposes, maybe some of you do. But by the time they finally show up in your inbox, right, and you done turned into the ice queen or king or whatever, that kind of scares the shit out of them a little bit. They're like, oh, fuck. Especially if you've been on and off with this person. I know that's one or two of you. Been on and off with this person a couple of times, you know, and, you know, every time you come running back and welcome them with open arms, and not this time. Not this time. And they're like, oh, shit, reality sets in. I'm thinking this person this is not going to go the way they're expecting. They're not going to get the reaction out of you that they're looking to get, because this is you now. Maybe, in the past, maybe they walked all over you. Maybe you let them use you, abuse you, play games with you and shit like that in the past, but you ain't playing them games this time. No, absolutely not. And why do exes usually come back? Most of the time, especially if it's an ex-boyfriend. But either way, when an ex comes back, why is it most of the time? Because they couldn't replace you like they thought they could, right? Right? Especially if you dealt with a male. Especially. So, well, on that note, on the Seven of Swords note, let's look at this person's true motives, true feelings, and true intentions. How do they really see you? How do they really feel about you? What do they really want with you? See, they don't even fucking know what they want. This person is the most lost, confused, fucked up person. They don't know what the hell they want. They don't even know. They don't even know. Hang on. Yeah, they don't know what they want. They just want to be with some fucking body. They don't know who. They don't care who. They don't care who they get with. They just want somebody. They just want to be with a faceless, nameless somebody. Probably because they're extremely insecure. And when you have somebody that's that insecure and that desperate to just be with somebody, and their love life grinds to a halt, or their sex life, or whatever the case may be, grinds to a halt, then the first thing they do in a desperate panic to just get with somebody is they go back to a past person. Well, it doesn't look like I have a chance at meeting anybody new. So I probably got a better chance at getting somebody who has bought my bullshit before to probably buy it again. So, that's kind of what I suspected. That's what I suspected. Let me get some good vibes in the air and burn them like we just don't care. All right. Well, let's see how this plays out. What's the outcome here? What is the outcome? What deck do I want to use? How about this one? What's this thing called again? Oh, yeah. Wild Reflections. It's pretty badass. I would recommend it. Now, the cards are a little bit tough, and they're not the easiest to shuffle, and it's not hardly anything like Rider-Waite at all. But this is one of the few decks that's pretty far away from the Rider-Waite that I actually fuck with. Wild Reflections. Pretty badass. Anyway, this is newer. This is the newest deck that I have. I've had it for about a month or two. Anyway, y'all don't care. Let me just see how this situation's playing out. Okay, King of Wands reverse. They coming back playing their same old bullshit. And you ain't trying to hear it. You ain't trying to hear it at all. Two of Cups reverse. This isn't happening the way they expect. They're gonna come forward and they gonna throw their little pity party, their little boo-hoo, poor pitiful me shit, right? They gonna come forward throwing the pity party. Once they see how cold you're acting, they're gonna start attempting to play games with your emotions. And you ain't trying to hear it. Now, what it's not telling me is, are you genuinely being like emotionless and cold? Or are you being a little bit, you got a little attitude with them? Because there's a difference there. When I say, I know it sounds kind of daunting when I say that you're very cold and emotionless. But that doesn't mean that you're bitter and angry and you got an attitude. That just means ice cold, no emotion. No happiness, no sadness, no anger, no bitterness, no resentment, no nothing. Just cold is the only way I can explain it. And they're going to start trying to pick and poke at your emotions. But I'm thinking you're completing this, closing this karmic cycle out and walking away and moving on from this. Yep, that's you right there, boo-boo. That's the Libra card. Making a logical, rational, reasonable, head-over-heart decision. And speaking of the justice, this person's finally getting what they deserve, right? Well, again, does that need advice? I don't think so, but we'll see. We shall see, said the blind man to his deaf son. Does Libra need any advice? Temperance. Woo-saw. Remain in control. You're the one in control here. Remain patient. Remain balanced. Remain calm, cool, collected. Don't let this person trigger you. Hang on. I do think that a conversation does need to be had between the two of you, though. So unless you are 100,000% confident that you've genuinely closed this out in your heart, which I don't think the most of you have, I do think a conversation does need to be had. But remain calm, cool, collected. Don't let them trigger you. When they say that one thing that's designed to dig up under your skin and get a defensive reaction out of you, be quiet. Don't do it. Don't do it. That'll probably piss them off even more. And if they start becoming aggressive and defensive, then just block them. Make sure that you send them on their way with love and light. I don't care what they say to you. I don't care what names they try to call you or how they try to guilt trip you or what. Make sure you can go to bed at night and tell yourself, well, the last thing I said to them was from the heart with love and light. All right? And see, what happens is the energies that you cast are returned back to you. You know the old saying, what goes around comes around. I think I told you all this a couple weeks ago. What goes around comes around does not mean that there's this little invisible superhero named Captain Karma who goes around kicking people's asses for doing people wrong. That's not what it means. It is not a punishment. It's not a judgment. It is a default setting in this simulation that we live in. Okay, we're in it. We're in a fucking big computer game, y'all. And it has some default settings in it. One of them is the vibrations that you cast are handed back to you. So if they throw some shit at you and you duck and you let it fly over your head, that shit is going to come back and hit them. If you throw love and light at them, love and light is going to come back and be handed to you. Now, if they throw some shit at you and you catch it and throw it back, now guess what? Now it's going to circle back around and come back and hit you. So take that information and do with it what you will. All right. Now we gonna see what's happening generally for the singles. Single Libras. Single Libras. What's happening generally? Whoa. I keep dropping shit, man. What is happening generally? The Strength card reversed. Okay, hang on. I do think that there is somebody you're connecting with that you're unsure of. Yeah, you're connecting with somebody. You're unsure though. You don't really know if this is going to be a potential love interest. You can't tell really how they feel about you. Some of you don't even know how you feel about them. And that's all this is telling me here. That is all this is telling me. This kind of honestly feels like you're connecting with somebody that's going through a rough transition. They could be fresh out of a relationship, lonely, looking for company, looking for a little companion and whatnot. And I'm just seeing you being left very confused about what this person's motives, feelings, and intentions are. So you're having a kind of a hard time feeling a real strong connection with them because they're a little bit emotionally closed off. They may be kind of hot and cold with the Knight of Cups upright, King of Cups reversed. Okay. But honestly, what I think it is somebody's trying. This is like a rebound here. This is like a rebound. Somebody fresh out of a relationship, just trying to jump into the quickest, fastest, easiest connection they can because they heartbroken. All right, well, let's get some general advice for the singles. Are there any other decks I haven't used? Whatever. All right, now let me use this one. Any general advice for the single Libras? Knight of Cups reversed. Don't extend or accept any love offers from any person that leaves you confused. Don't do it. Don't do it. Now, oops. What I would do if I was you is I would have some sort of time frame in mind. Like I was saying earlier, for those of you who heard me, how long should I be confused about somebody's feelings and intentions? A week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month? At what point should it start becoming less confusing? Ask yourself that. I'm not going to tell you how long it should be. You come up with that in your own mind. But here's what you want to do when you connect with a new person. Now, this isn't the end all be all, but this will tell you a lot about a person. Set some boundaries. Set some boundaries. Now, when I say set some boundaries, I mean something logical, something reasonable. I'm not saying set some crazy fucking outlandish boundaries that are just fucking weird, but something sensible. Like, for example, I don't sleep with anybody until we've known each other for at least a month. Something like that. That's just an example. You can make it whatever you want. But that's sensible, right? Okay, if we seeing each other, if we ain't been seeing each other for a month, I don't get none. Okay, cool, right on. Set some sort of boundary and see if they respect it. That'll tell you a whole lot about a person. One question that I do get from time to time in readings is, how can I tell if someone is trying to manipulate me? Now, there's many different ways, but one of the quickest, easiest go-to methods that you can use to see if somebody's trying to manipulate you is to set a boundary. A person who is not trying to manipulate you will respect your boundaries, even if it doesn't benefit them. All right? Even if it's to their detriment, even if they lose. If that's your boundary and that's how you feel, cool. All right then. Are you sure? Okay. All right. If that's how you feel, then okay. That's what it is. A person who's trying to manipulate you will not respect your boundaries. They will start pushing and poking and pushing and poking to test your boundaries. And if you're stubborn and bullheaded and you put your foot down and you don't bend, you don't flex. See, most manipulators are really comfortable with their ability to manipulate people. Your average manipulator, you ain't the first person they done tried to manipulate, right? They usually have a method that they've been using their whole life. And by the time somebody's an adult, Usually, whatever method they've been using since they was kids is pretty fucking effective. So you know how they act when it don't work on you? Oh, they get pissed. They get pissed. They'll start getting frustrated. Then that's when the little backward, sneaky little insults will start making their way in to kind of try to guilt trip you and make you feel a little bit stupid and put you down a little bit. You know, it's taking little covert shots at you, you know? And if that don't work, then that's when their true colors will really start bubbling up to the surface. That's when a real manipulator will throw a fit. A real manipulator, when they don't get their way with you, they will throw a fit. And that tells you everything you need to know about them. Everything you need to know. What that means is, I don't respect you. I'm only respectful to you if I get my way with you. That's what that means. So, telling you, try it out. And like I said, make it sensible. Don't make it anything crazy. I mean, good God. We're all adults here. You do, but you know, like saying something crazy like I don't sleep with anybody for the first year. Oh, come on now. We all adults. We all adults now, you know. But just make it sensible. Make it some kind of sensible boundary. Or for example, here's another one. When we're dating. Okay, here's a good one. Here's a good one. Let's say you have kids. Let's say you have a kid. I do not let my kid meet the person I'm dating if we've only been dating for a couple of weeks or a month or something like that. All right? You're not going to come over to my house when my kid's around if we've only been dating for a couple of weeks. That's a good one, right? Sensible. Makes sense. And see if they respect your boundaries. We're only going to see each other on Friday nights while we're talking until a solid decision is made. We're going to go out once a week, and if that goes good, maybe we'll take it further. Set some sort of boundary and see if they respect it, okay? All right, y'all, I feel like those were the messages that my Libra family needed to hear, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget to check the description of the video if you would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading. And I'm out of here now, y'all. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.